It's 9 a.m. A group of rising business superstars is gathered in the MIT corporate conference room for a very important meeting. Each executive will have a few minutes to present a business plan to the group. The winner will then be recommended to a powerful venture finance firm. This is a great opportunity and there's a lot at stake. Huge career boost and tons of money. It's not just the idea itself each executive will be presenting, but also his or her ability to clearly articulate the points, present them with passion and conviction, using all the tools of effective communication. Be persuasive, confident, and authentic. What the presenters don't know is that a team of MIT scientists led by Dr. Alex Pentland is observing and recording each presentation. They are using a sensitive, specially designed digital instrument called sociometer that records not what is being said during each presentation, but how. Here's the shocking conclusion of the test and many other similar experiments that followed. The MIT lab could predict the outcome of each presentation and also other sales calls, pitches, and negotiations with 87% accuracy without listening to a single word of content. Hi, it's your coach Borino. Welcome to the Borino Worldwide Marketing Headquarters. It's pretty surprising, isn't it? That the words we use to present, to prospect, to communicate, they carry so little weight. But if you stop and think about it, it actually makes perfect sense. In our human evolution, our language is relatively new invention, but we've been interacting and communicating with each other well before the language came, through nonverbal modes. And as a result, the subtle nonverbal signals we send and receive are hardwired deep into our brains, much deeper than the more recent language processing ability. This is why the nonverbal communication has far greater impact on the outcome of your prospecting, your phone calls, your marketing, and your presentation. In this short video, you will learn the client core frequency, an advanced strategy based on the latest research in psychology, neuroscience, and neurolinguistic programming. You'll discover how to establish deep rapport and connection within minutes, even with a person you've never met before. How to feel completely comfortable in interactions on the phone and in person. How to control prospecting conversations, presentations, and negotiations without resorting to some sleazy or pushy sales techniques. The client frequency method means easier communication with less stress, unlike the old methods like mirror and match and pace and lead. This is not a conspicuous sales technique, but an advanced, natural psychological communication process. You already know the basic principle of trust. People tend to like and trust other people who are most like themselves. There are several effective methods to determine someone's personality, of course, like the Myers-Briggs type indicator or the Kersey temperament assessment. But that would require you to sit down with each prospect and fill out a 70-question test. Obviously, you don't have the time or the opportunity for that. The client frequency method you're about to learn is an effective shorthand, a quick and powerful shortcut. You will have more insight into who your prospects and customers are and why they act, react, and behave a certain way. You will be better prepared knowing what to expect before you interact with them on the phone and in person. You will learn how to be yourself and still match the necessary client frequency so your conversations are more intimate, more open, and more honest. It will often feel, for you and for your clients, as if you knew each other for a long time. You will learn how to connect and link up with your client without conscious effort. And all of that should result in more leads, more listings, more sales, and more commissions. Pretty powerful stuff, isn't it? All right, let's get started. Each person on this planet has one dominant core frequency. We often call it personality. This frequency determines much of the behavior and attitudes and opinions. It impacts the way a person thinks, speaks, and acts. It sets preferences. Core frequency is responsible for first impressions. It governs what and whom that person likes, how to perceive the world and people in it, whom to like, whom to trust, and why. Who is a friend and who is a foe? It's like a filter, a gatekeeper, and a motivator. It controls feelings, thoughts, and decisions. Powerful stuff, huh? Each one of us belongs to one of three core frequency elements. You're about to learn how to quickly identify each element, what are its governing qualities and traits, and how to connect and communicate with your prospects and your clients on the right core frequency. Here we go. The first, highest core frequency element is fire. It has the most energy and it's usually easy to identify. Fire customers are extroverts who love attention. They tend to be strong, loud, and very passionate. They speak in high register using tons of body language, facial expressions, and gestures. They are never short on opinions. They enjoy talking a lot. Listening? Not so much. They display tons of emotions, both up and down, sometimes within minutes. Fire frequency makes it easy to connect with. All it takes is one spark. Many of the artists, actors, comedians, and entertainers are fire elements. Think Robin Williams, Jerry Seinfeld, or Jim Carrey, for example. There are two fire elements. Bonfire personality with tons of heat energy, which can be dangerous at times. Bonfire clients need a lot of fuel, but they also burn out, quickly changing directions, conversations, their opinions, and their mind. Torch element burns slower, often shining light forward with a strong, passionate vision. Be ready and keep up, because fire clients make decisions quickly. You connect with them on an emotional level. They don't need a lot of facts and figures to be persuaded. No long presentations. First impression is absolutely critical. Clients who are fire element tend to change their mind, so confirm their statements and decisions often. Fire prospects get bored quickly, lose interest, especially around slow-talking, analytical people in lower frequencies. They get put off by confusing, complicated presentations. Keep the pace up during conversations. Make sure your presentation is short and punchy, with plenty of high emotional impact. Go easy on numbers and heavy on the story. These clients often lack loyalty because they can be fairly easily influenced, sometimes even manipulated. So you have to safeguard against desertion. Fire customers need a lot of hand-holding. You need to have a strong and frequent follow-up before and after they agree to do business with you. Second core frequency element is water. Unlike the unpredictable dancing energy of fire, water energy is more stable and balanced. Water clients can be quite powerful but easy to work with. They tend to be on the positive side, strong but pleasant, and confident in their decisions. They speak in lower registry, slower, and with fewer gestures than fire customers. Compared to fire, water energy has more stability with a clearly defined path and direction. These buyers and sellers do take longer to decide, but they are confident in their decision and they usually stick with it. They know what they want and they don't change their mind that often. George Clooney and Oprah are a good example of water frequency. Traditional values, mainly trust, are critically important if you work with water buyer or seller. Your success depends on your trustworthiness, your reputation, and your word. Once the bond has been set, water clients are loyal and dependable. There are two water frequencies. Brook, strong and fast-moving. It can be stopped by some bigger obstacles, but the smaller ones are not a problem. They find way over, under, or around them. The danger with brook is it can occasionally and unexpectedly change directions on you. River is more solid, slower, but more powerful stream moving towards the goal. The destination is clear and it would take a big barrier to stop it or to divert the path. Water clients are influenced and led by a healthy balance of feelings and logic. It's just as much about facts and figures as it is about passion and emotions. Confidence, positive attitude, a firm handshake, and a good eye contact are a must with water clients. Unlike fire, water requires slower, well-planned, and steady approach. Take your time to connect, to build trust and rapport with them. Of course, first impression is still very important. Water sellers and buyers evaluate all your factors and qualities and look at the whole picture. To succeed and gain their trust in business, you must be congruent at all times on all levels. A mistake or incongruence freezes them up and turns them into impenetrable ice. Once the damage is done, it's often impossible to rebuild the relationship and regain their trust. So always handle the relationship and the communication with care. Take your time and proceed at steady, well-planned pace. The final third chord frequency element is earth, solid and steady. Earth clients are usually introverts, mellow, and more on the quiet side. When they do speak, they often speak softly and in a low registry, carefully choosing their words, and seldom using their body or their face to support their expressions. Earth clients tend to be very detail-oriented. They have a set of routines and habits and appreciate comfort of the familiar. These folks are often skeptical and distrustful by nature. Change makes them uncomfortable. They can spend good amount of time analyzing, thinking, and contemplating. They usually have solid opinions that seldom change. Famous people with Earth personality traits include Albert Einstein, Mahatma Gandhi, Steven Spielberg, and Bill Gates. There are 2 Earth frequencies: rock, heavy, slow-moving energy, and mountain, solid and deepest element of them all. Mountain likes to keep its secrets, and it makes you work long and hard to enter and discover them. They prefer to stay in one place, and they take a long time to decide and make a change. Building the necessary connection and rapport with Earth clients takes time. They are slow to trust someone, especially fast-talking salespeople. They get put off by too much talk, too much eye contact, or loud, flashy, fire-type boisterous personality. Earth values reason, logic, and intellect over emotions. You have to give them space and time to decide. Move slow and pay attention to all the details. Really, dot your I's and cross your T's. These clients usually don't like to talk about their emotions or their personal affairs, such as finances, so be careful with your questions. Don't pry. Because of their skeptical nature, use plenty of testimonials, evidence, and examples, and lots of patience. Pay attention to all your details and make sure they're all accurate. Emphasize historical data, proven strategies, recommendations, experience, years in business. Routine and consistency makes them comfortable. For example, if your seller is an Earth element, always follow up on the same day at the same time. Alright, so now you know all 3 element personalities and their traits. Now let's use it for better calls, easier follow-up, deeper connection, better, more effective presentations, and ultimately happier clients and more commissions. We'll take advantage of the fundamental law of human nature. Like attracts like. It's absolutely true. Birds of feather indeed flock together. We prefer personality close to our own, often on an unconscious level. Fire is put off by cooler water and gets doused by slow, heavy earth. Water gets steamed by hot fire and feels blocked and restricted by slow earth. And earth gets scorched by hot fire and eroded by fast-moving water. Only like attracts like. Now you'll learn the core frequency strategy that will take your conversations and your presentations to a whole new level. Step 1 is snapshot. Take the first 2-3 seconds and quickly evaluate key indicators of your prospect or client. If it's a personal meeting, look at the visual cues first. Their clothing, their style, accessories, their overall appearance. What do you think? Fire, water, or earth? How about their speech pattern? What's their tonality, rate, volume, and intensity? Notice the body language. Slow, subtle, deliberate earth movements, balanced, flowing gestures with physical contact of water, or high intensity, lots of gestures, expressive fire personality. What is your overall first impression? What is your instinct telling you? High fire energy, medium water personality, or earth? Step 2. Once you know who your partner is, gradually adjust your energy, your communication, and your body language to match theirs. This is critical. You can be obvious, but do it with organic, natural subtlety. Take a minute or two to slowly match your prospect's frequency. If you're talking with high-intensity, fire customer, gradually pick up your rate of speech, add more energy and passion, get more animated, really lean into it. Balance your words and your tone to flow with water personality. Smile, pause, make eye contact, and then move forward. And slow down, relax with earth client. Speak slowly, pause, ponder, listen intently. Here's the final step after you've established bond and rapport. You take the lead using the +1 rule. If you're interacting with a mountain personality, gently raise your energy to the rock level. If your customer is within the river range, elevate the conversation to brook. And if you're talking to torch energy person, raise slightly a notch higher. This will energize the dialogue. It will put you in control. It will also deepen the connection and infuse it with more honesty, optimism, passion, and a sense of hope. During the entire conversation, follow the 4C rule of powerful communication. Competent, you are an expert and you know what you're talking about. Confident, high-status agent, comfortable in your situation, and always in control. A few more tips for you. What if you're chatting with more than one person? Like a couple, for example, husband and wife. What then? Determine who is the dominant driver in that situation and match that person. Besides, couples are usually not that far off anyway. Also remember that no one is always just one perfect element frequency. Mood changes, energy, fatigue, emotion, circumstances, all that impacts how a person acts and reacts and behaves in a particular situation. Your goal should be to reach a close proximity at that time. It's also important to know who you are. What element at what level, so you have a baseline. Then just start practicing the core frequency strategy. Begin with your spouse. What is the element? What is the level? Have fun with it and be playful about it. Try on different energies and personalities. Try ordering a drink as a fire. Chat with your friends as water. Call your friend on the phone as earth. Move out of your usual comfort zone and really get into each role. Exaggerate and explore each behavior. Focus on 3 main areas: your energy, your body language, and your speech. Next time you're out, observe people around you and see if you can pick out their element. Before you use this strategy in your business, test yourself during conversation when the stakes are low. Follow the process. Snapshot, match, then lead. Feel the element and the process instinctively. Don't think. Thinking and logic makes you self-conscious and you will move into your head and lose the connection with your partner. So only be conscious when you practice. The element strategy has to become natural, unconscious process without thinking, kind of like driving a car. And of course, with some time and some practice, it will. Don't strive for perfect, go for progress. And pretty soon, you'll be experiencing some amazing conversations, deep connection, and you will deliver some powerful presentations. And of course, end up with more happy clients and more commission checks. That's the idea. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm looking forward to your success story. Email me, borino@expiredplus.com. Thank you very much for watching. This is your coach Borino saying, go get 'em!